apprehensiveness of it all. Yeah. Testing. I just hope I could be heard clearly. All right. Um, welcome back, guys, to another session here, London session. So hopefully I'm being heard clearly. If you guys could just let me know if I'm being heard clearly, just let me know, please. Thank you very much in the chat. Um, I am just gonna dive straight into looking for possible setups here on JPY, right? Today is a US holiday, so I'm not expecting too much volume during during the New York session. Um, so that's why, we probably just get a trade here and just end up leaving it as that. Um, and as we, come closer to the end of the year, things may get sort of a very, uh, sort of, it'll become kind of slow, right? So we don't have anything in particular to watch. Wednesday we did have some USD news came out, mostly negative. Um, so the US dollar isn't doing too hot, right? So we saw the US dollar kind of gradually continuously fell, right? You can see that we're coming back into this level again, we're approaching this level. So once we reached into that, reach back into this overall resistance zone, right, on the larger time frame, like I said for the past couple of times, right, once price reaches here, we should reject and continue moving down with our overall bearishness. And we see that continuing here, right? We get the strong bearish continuation back into these levels. So that may mean more of a bullishness, sort of an AED, USD, other risk currency assets, as well as gold and all these other assets that do better when the US dollar is kind of failing. And since we had the news yesterday, right, we also had FOMC, right, and it wasn't too hot, right? Fed is talking about probably slowing down the interest rates and whatnot, just to basically control everything at making sure that the pace at what they're doing everything at, they can continue doing so, right, and gradually continue like decrease interest rates. So that is something that we also have going on and in focus right now. So looking over on all the other pairs with the USD cross pairs, they are pretty bullish at the moment, right? Let me just reset this. Hopefully I'm being heard clearly, right? Just let me know if I'm being heard clearly. Thanks, because I'm not too sure, right? Alright, so we can see these overall continuations to the upside. We might continue on like that, right? Here on the GBP USD price coming into these major zones here. So this is the next potential zones that we are looking at to see what price does. If we actually close above this on the 1 hour, let's see. Alright, so if we do get close above this, I do think we could continue moving upwards. It's not wrong, 150 pips, right? But this is something that we could potentially see play out, as well as even price just rejected from here, right? Because overall the US dollar is weak right now, so that does give it a high probability of price actually pushing up. But knowing how the markets react sometimes and how price action is, we might just be able to go off at the technical levels and price just reject and come back down once, right? So am I being here clearly? I hope I am, right? Because it doesn't make sense I'm streaming. It's just like, nah. Okay. So possible trade setups on this JPY, I do think it's more highly probable that we see buys instead of sells. Looking here at this level where price is currently at, you can see on this overall uptrend, right? Very strong uptrend, right? Kind of apparent, this uptrend here. So what are we looking for at this point, right, within this uptrend. We're looking for price to sort of maintain this support level. Maybe we might get a pull lower and then a continuation up. Maybe price might pull a little lower and then continue back up. Or we have a straight break past this level and then continuations even lower. Right, so again, we are waiting on the London volume to actually give us that push in whichever direction price decides to go at. If we're looking at the daily time frame, let's see what we can see here. Price still have room to run up, right? So this is a major zone that we're looking at overall on the daily time frame, right? We can see that we did have some recent bullishness as price continue moving upwards. We had a rejection from this level here, right? But now we're in the supportive level, right? And again, this is the daily time frame, right? So as price comes into this area, if it holds the support, then more than likely we're just gonna continue moving upwards, right? For our time frame, same thing as in 1 hour. As we look at it, right? So I do think more than likely we can continue moving upwards. Okay, 30 minutes. Let's take a look at 15 minutes, right? Okay. So this right here, this is where we want to see support being held, right? Here on the 15 and the 30-minute time frame, obviously, if I am to be more aggressive on this, something I'd like to see is a closure above this level here, right? Above this candle. Looking at 15 minutes, right? So a close above this candle, even this candle closing bullishly above this wick right here will give me a higher indication of seeing price continue moving back up. I'll be entering this preemptively. Actually, look to take a position now. Alright, now my overall target is at these highs here. Whether we're able to achieve this immediately or not, it depends on the price action, right? 15-minute time frame. This seems like a possible trade for me here. Right on a 15-minute time frame. Once we do maintain this level, then we should continue moving upwards. So yeah, this is a trade here. This is a trade for me. This is the trade on the 15-minute time frame, looking for price to continue moving upwards again with the overall trend that we are seeing. Stop loss is 15 pips. So I'm gonna actually enter this right now. Send it out to the group. It's pretty simplistic, right, in the idea of the trades that that we're getting. Just alright, cool. Alright, so this is the trade idea. This is the setup for me. Turn this out. My stop loss is around 18 pips. I always like to raise the pip level higher than what it is, because it leaves room for error, right? And in terms of like your overall losses would be less than the expectancy when you're using like the actual pip count, and usually have to account for spreads and stuff like that, right? So that's why I use a higher pip count than the what you'll see on the chart. Right, this is a trade. Alright, so I do think that we should continue up overall with the overall trend here on the 15 and the 30-minute time frame. Again, something that will really solidify this for me is if price is able to push above this this horizontal area right here. right? And if we do get a close above, then that just shows me, okay, then the buyers are stepping into the market, and we should see a continuation moving up. Now I'm giving this trade two chances, right? If it fails on me, on this initial setup, if it fails on me, then I would wait. I'll wait to see that actual closure above here, and then look for those continuation moves back upward, right? So that's where I'm at right now in terms of this trade setup, what I'm looking for. Um, so yeah, this is it. We'll just wait and see like what price does, if this level maintains itself or not. And let's take a look at the other pairs, right? There's not really much happening in the market. Today is also Thanksgiving, so obviously during New York session we may not get like that much volume or anything. So it would be a very slow day today, right? Maybe not too much trading opportunities. The only other things that I'm interested in is possibly, sorry, the only other things I'm interested in is possibly these sell ideas I do have here. The Euro card, which is kind of coming down pretty nicely, right? And also GBP card. I also do have a setup here, GBP card. Price initially went down because I took it right around this area yesterday. Price initially did went down, but as you can see, it came back up, and now we kind of just, I don't know, stalling in this level here. I do expect it to come back down, but with the overall USD weakness that we are seeing, it's likely that we could just consolidate, just because we have been seeing a reflection between the US dollar and the Canadian dollar. So the bearishness that we are seeing on the USD is being followed by the CAD out as well. Sorry. So this I am expecting price to come back down. That's like the trade setup that I do have on this, but whether it happens or not is anybody's guess. We'll just wait to see what the market does. You can't force these things. Right, and if you're a trader, if you're the type of person, you just take like 10 pips or whatever, then feel free to do that. You don't have to actually hold this all the way if it does play out to the upside. Whatever you do and whatever works for you, then feel free to use that. I'm just here to show you guys like my trade setups, possible ideas. I'm not a financial advisor. I realize I have to actually claim that at this point. I have to say I'm not a financial advisor, and any risk that you do take on any trade shown here is entirely up to you. Nobody forces your hand to place any trade. That's your prerogative, right? So yeah, I realize I have to be saying that apparently now. So yeah, just to clarify that. Right. I just think for like Euro card, again, this is the only other trade I'm looking at. This is my level here. Once price does reach into this area, I do have a sell stop to be activated for price to continue moving down. That's my expectancy. But looking overall on it, I do think that we should come back down. But right now, again, with the weakness, US, the holiday and whatnot, it depends, right? We might not get much movement out of this right now, and potentially we might just range or something throughout the month of December. December we do actually have a lot more impactful news events. But how that affects this, I don't know, right? I can't say. Right now with the fundamental data that we do have, I don't think there's anything that I could draw from that for like future references right now in terms of possible price movement for this. This was the next trade that we actually had too, right? I think it's like right around here is where I entered. So this was on the 22nd, right? So this was like 2 days ago, and this just played out perfectly. Like, wow, watch how much like the percentage 23 could have been 23%. right, guys? But I actually came out of it early, right here, because initially my target was right here, which was like a 1 to 4, 1 to 4.5 or something like that, and price just continued pushing up. I was so salty, not gonna lie. Hopefully I'm not too things aren't too loud for you guys. Right. Um, if anybody have any questions, if you have any questions about a pair that you want to see, anything that you want to look at, then we could discuss that. But overall, yeah, this is the trade setup overall, right? Not too much going on yeah, fall. And not too much taking place right now in terms of what we have going on in the markets. Pretty simplistic. Okay, how to do something real quick, right? Um, all right, so we'll see what price does as we come closer to the London session open. If we continue bullishly, or if price will just I don't know, with back down or whatever the case is, right? So let's see what happens in the next couple of minutes. We have 12 minutes remaining. Let's take a look around at what we're seeing on the other pairs. Wow, so this was another trade setup that I had here. Right? I was looking for price to potentially come back up into this area, right, and push higher at this point over here. Because see, price actually fell back down, right? I don't particularly trade gold, because I just find gold's a bitch, and I don't like it, right? So I don't trade it. But with the overall weakness that we were seeing from the US dollar, I was expecting this to continue moving up at that point, and as you can see, it actually did come up pretty significantly, right? So gold would have been a nice possible trade, right? Pretty simplistic too. The thing is with the US, the weakness right now, it's kind of easy to read the markets, right? Especially if you're looking at USD cross pairs, you don't have to put too much effort in it. Something like this here, the USD JPY. Right around here, I was actually looking to take a possible sell setup as well. Right, expected price to continue moving down, but not like this strongly. Right, you can see price move down like 280 pips or something like that, so pretty strongly to the downside. And looking at all the other USD cross pairs, price just the US dollar is just getting smacked back and forth, right? So not much in terms of like expectancies as well to the dollar may head, right? Maybe we might come back into the zone um next week, so maybe we might see price reject and actually push higher. And you can see it's a very big zone area that I have, because this is the daily time frame that I'm looking at, right? This is the zone that we have and we're paying attention to. But yeah, once price does reach back into this area, then it will just be a matter of whether we see it actually being held, or we actually see a bearish continuation push, right? I do think that we may get that bearish continuation until further notice, that we have some sort of fundamental data that affects that movement from the Fed, right? But right now, yeah, the US dollar not looking too hot, right? Yeah, yeah. So particularly, I'm just gonna leave this. Not really much to discuss, right? I like keeping you guys on here for long extended periods of time, you know, unnecessarily. And it's only like one, one, two, two people, two people, two people. Yeah. So we got the trade. Um, we can just see how it plays out. I would update you guys from the group, and the ones that watch this live. If you were fortunate, like if if you came in on here and if it does play out, then congrats. If not, we move on to better trade setups and ideas. As you know, right, the markets they always present an opportunity, right? So if you don't get opportunity straight away, don't be discouraged by that. Learn from the mistakes, learn from the losses, and yeah, just continue pushing forward. Sometimes trading could be very discouraging, especially if you're running into losing streaks, right? As you're dealing with money, um, it's it's unavoidable to get your emotions involved, right? Because money is an emotional thing, and depending on your background, that may affect your psychology in a negative way when you do have a losing streak more than others, right? So I just want to let you know, don't be discouraged by that. Um, just continue doing what you're doing. If you have a working and profitable strategy, then um, you know 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10, even 6 out of 10, chances are it'll work for you, right? And it'll work out for you. You just have to be able to manage your risk wisely and know what you're doing, right? So once you do that and you don't stray from that um the strategy or whatever you place yourself, then you should be good, right? So yeah, don't be discouraged by the losses. That's all part of trading. It's okay, right? Everybody's been there. I've been there. So I still do get occasional losses here and there. And everybody else that has done trading is trading professionally, or even beginners, starters, professionals, whatever the case is. They do go through that same sort of stop losses being hit and whatnot, right? So don't be discouraged by that. All right, guys. So I'm gonna end it here. We have like 6 minutes waiting on this. We'll see what it does. Um, yeah, I'm just gonna end it here, right, guys? So thank you for joining in. Hopefully you found some information, some valuable information out of this. Um, and yeah, hopefully you have a great trading week. I do hope everybody has a great trading week and has a profitable week as well. And I'll see you in the next one. I may or may not go live tomorrow again during the London session. I'm not sure, right? I'm still trying to get my way around this whole getting up 3 o'clock in the morning to come and stream. Right. So I'll let you guys know inside the Discord. If I do end up, if I do decide to go live tomorrow, right? And like tonight or something, you guys should know. So thank you for joining, and see you in the next.